Well, this is about the panel. Now I will give everyone an introduction. The front needle and back needle can display how many times the back needle has been reversed. I believe everyone is already quite familiar with this. As for the front needle, when you choose to lower or raise the front needle during operation, it refers to the action of inserting or lifting the needle. When he doesn't cut the thread midway, he needs to focus on this corner. But I believe everyone uses this position under the machine more often. This is the thread clamp, which is the electronic thread clamp. The electronic thread clamp is used to bury the thread end when starting, which means activating this electronic thread clamp. This is a switch for cutting thread. If you don't need to cut the thread in the background, just turn it off. The cutting thread switch for sewing patterns means it replaces the front and back needle positions. The difference between this and the front and back needle positions is that I can operate it freely. This is self-directed. In a similar pattern, I can set a frame to go back and forth 5 times, unlike the fixed pattern that cannot be changed, such as the one that is set in red. However, my pattern can be modified. The size of the pattern can be adjusted, and the number of back and forth frames can also be changed. This makes it more user-friendly. The front and back are referred to as a fixed red pattern, which is a selection of modes. Now, if I turn off this fixed red pattern, the current dashed line can add an arrow, allowing for free sewing. If I select this option, it will perform a 5-frame back and forth action 5 times, and this number can be changed. Then, in the W stitch, it works like a zigzag, using 3 needles to go back and forth 5 times, and this can also be modified. What this means is about multiple segments. If I say it displays like this, PE 12 frames, then P2 is also 12 frames, and P3 is also 12 frames, and P4 is also 12 frames. Once this is done, it forms a square. You can freely change it. It can become a rectangle. You can modify segments 2 and 4, or 1 and 3, and it will turn into a rectangle. You understand how to make these changes. Another feature is the function of lifting the presser foot. What happens when you lift the presser foot? When you stop, the presser foot lifts up. This occurs automatically after the cutting thread is completed. What about this pattern in red? I will now set it to this free mode. The meaning of this pattern in red is to create some decorative stitches. Now I will simply teach you how to start it. For example, I will store the first one, and then we will begin executing the first pattern, which has already been set up internally. If you don't want it, you can just turn it off. This is for counting stitches. This is the speed machine, the speed of the machine, and this is the needle size, which can be adjusted. For example, if I click here, you can directly add or subtract, and then it can be grouped. This is the height of the presser, foot angle.